Hello, friends, and you are our friends. This is as we advertise, we have Gopher on Honor Forever, and I'm Joshua Hadley, and I'm joined by Flex Donovan.
I am Flex Donovan.
I'm George. I'm George.
I thought Gopher George was your brother.
No.
So this week we're going to be talking about the Supercard of Honor show, but generally we start the shows with one topic that's off topic. I believe Justin has something that's on topic. Moose, didn't you have something that was off topic you want to talk about? Or no, it's general thoughts on the show, right?
Yeah. No, I watched the TV show. Didn't really like it. It was decent. Like, not as good as last week. Didn't get me any more excited for Supercard, and I watched 0 Hour, and all the matches were fine, but I judged those shows based on, if it would make a person want to impulsively buy the pay-per-view, and like they seriously ended 0 Hour with the Righteous Dutch came out, and the Dutch is here, buy the pay-per-view. What?
I thought we were going to talk about 0 Hour.
Yeah.
Right up until
I just
you
wanted
did
to
all
mention. I thought it failed, and it's what it's supposed to do, but we can get more in depth to it if we.
Well, it should.
Oh no! We're not.
It's good that it failed what it was supposed to do, because what it was supposed to do is get people to buy something they couldn't fucking watch.
Say more right now.
Okay, so Moose gave me money to purchase the show on BR Live so that I could be on this podcast. Didn't work. I went into it when the what's the pre-show called?
0 Hour.
When 0 Hour was on, which it said it was live on Bleacher Report. And I tried going into it, and there was like an error saying like the player couldn't load or whatever the fuck. Please refresh or try again. Did that the entire time, so I'm like, okay, maybe it just won't work until the main show is on. Main show happened, and still, same thing. I ended up in a 1 hour long chat with somebody from Bleacher Report's customer service. And which, by the way, that chat, it was like a text chat, disconnected at least 20 times. So there's that. They never got the problem fixed, and I basically got more or less a we might give you a refund at the end. Like, that's it. Like, they didn't commit to it.
They're not doing it.
Yes, they're probably not doing that. It never got working again. I had to watch it by questionable means, and via those questionable means, I couldn't watch half the show because it kept cutting out. So
you're gonna make a great podcast, guys.
Yes, great podcast. I will have a lot of things to say.
It would be Ring of Honor if there wasn't a production issue. It was just like the Go Fight Live days.
Do you want to get started on the main show?
Yeah.
All right. The show opened with the new superstar of wrestling, El Hijo de Vikingo, beating Komander in 15 minutes and 42 seconds with a 6:30 senton. How about we start with Justin? Did you get to see any of this?
Yeah. So it was referred to. Can you tell me what it was referred to as? Because apparently I don't know how to fucking say it.
What?
The
AAA Mega Championship?
No, I mean the thing that Rob called it, that I quoted earlier, but I quoted very incorrectly.
Oh, Cirque du Soleil.
That, yes, because it was not really wrestling. It was just them doing acrobatic shit with no real rhythm or rhyme to it. Which, I mean, some people enjoyed. I thought it was kind of fun, but like, for my first time seeing a Vikingo match with everybody hyping them up as much as they did, it existed.
It was a AAA match.
Yeah.
Well, Moose, even you have to admit, the Code of Honor was adhered to. This crowd was electric at the start.
They liked it.
That's something.
Yeah. One thing I noticed was they did rope walking spots like fucking just back to back over and over and over.
Oh yeah.
They were doing a lot of those.
Take that, Metalik, your stupid gimmick.
Yeah,
buried your ass.
You know what, Mike Jackson or not? No, was it Mike Jackson or what's the old guy?
That's
Christopher
Mike
Daniels.
Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, Mike Jackson. Like, they show him up. Doing old school.
The only note I have from the actual match was that Vikingo hit a springing 630 to the floor but it didn't break the table. And then later on, he did the same move to the ring, and that was the finish.
Oh.
Talk about incongruent thoughts.
One other thing to bring up, just from the 0 hour, Nigel McGuinness was on commentary.
Oh yeah,
he came out during 0 hour and stayed for the entire show.
I love Nigel.
Yeah.
This these guys were like Jack Evans, but not on crack.
Well,
Put it on a shirt. Vikingo, like Jack Evans, not on crack. Just about Vikingo in general, I wrote Vikingo should be the X Division champion. I think he'd be a good person for AEW, but and it was fine for a special Ring of Honor event like Supercard. I never want to see him again, and I hope I don't. Hopefully he sticks in AEW or goes to TNA. But on that thought, why doesn't Tony Khan have an X Division title? He has every other kind of title.
True.
Trademark, but he could probably
he'll buy it.
He could.
Yeah, he could. He very well could. Make it the K Division.
I was gonna say, a lot of people have the
Only
same
white
thoughts
people
about
can
Blue
win.
Demon Jr. that Flex had about the Viking dude.
A lot of people didn't watch Blue Demon Jr.
That was on Go Fight Live. It might have not even aired live.
All right. Does anybody have any other thoughts about this match?
I don't.
No.
All right.
Komander did a card trick. I remember that.
Yes, he did. I don't what was his gimmick? I thought it was he was a soldier and then he did the card trick. And I thought, does he know what his gimmick is?
I
don't.
I thought his gimmick was doing a lucha thing.
All right. Next up, the Embassy beat AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik in 8 minutes and 22 seconds when Brian Cage hit Metalik with a drill claw, further burying Metalik. Moose, what'd you think?
When it was Brian Cage and Metalik wrestling each other, man, that was really rough, man.
True. Justin?
This one, I was not able to see any part of it.
Okay. Well, they followed what was a circus delay spot fest with a 6-man spot fest that featured Brian Get Your Shit In Cage.
My favorite one was he was just standing there and someone was doing a move to him. Like, I'm just gonna stare. Oh, Brian.
In my notes, I wrote, if my thoughts get less coherent from this point forward, I stopped to smoke a joint when I realized Brian Cage was coming out. I hate Brian Cage. That's all I got.
You do hate him.
I hate him. He's the worst. He's like that first match, except a single person.
Shoot.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I expected the Embassy to win. Like, the other guy, the baby faces don't even have a team name.
Yeah, that's true. But they still have not let Prince Nana talk.
He talked on TV this last episode. He said, what are you doing, Blake Christian, when and have the Embassy attack him? They had a brawl backstage.
I've heard that Moose wants to have him on this podcast, but he kind of doesn't because he doesn't want him to hear Ian talking shit about Brian Cage.
Yeah, yeah, I'm fucking pissed off at us.
I'm not gonna not shit talk Brian Cage. I will put over the other two. I like Bishop Khan. Toa Leone fascinates me.
I've seen Khan live several times in VIP. Enjoy him every time
good,
there.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Match.
Brief, vaguely related thing. Moose and I actually saw part of this match 7 years ago in VIP wrestling when we drove from WrestleMania directly to VIP. We got there, the first match had already started, it was just barely underway, and it was Brian Cage versus AR Fox.
That's true.
During Mania Week 7 years ago.
Yep.
Was the Mania good?
No, that was the one with
just
Triple H and Roman.
Yeah, it was. It was fun to be there, aside from the whole being stuck in a fucking giant heap of people for 2 hours. But the show itself it existed.
All right, next up, Athena defended her Ring of Honor Women's Championship against Yuka Sakazaki, winning in 11 minutes 39 seconds when she hit an innovative version of her O-face maneuver.
Mm.
Who wants to start?
I wasn't really into this match. Like Yuka was even better on the TJPW show that I was watching, but she worked with those girls for a million times. I just couldn't get into this.
Yeah, my sole note was this was a match that happened. Justin, what do you think?
I couldn't get too into it because I couldn't watch it. I saw a couple moments here and there, but it was cutting out a lot.
So next week on the ROH show, Athena's defending against Mio Yamashita, if I said that right.
Yeah, she was in the tag match against the Magical Girl at the TJPW show.
All right, so should we be excited about that match? It's the only thing announced for this week.
I'm not.
Okay.
It's happening.
So hopefully not. It hasn't happened yet, so hopefully not. Next up, Samoa Joe retained the Ring of Honor TV title by defeating Mark Briscoe with a rear naked choke to force a TKO in 14 minutes and 26 seconds. Who wants to start?
I did not like Mark, being so deranged that he tries to take in Jay, and I didn't like the finish.
So I didn't see the finish. I saw a good amount of the match prior to the finish, but wasn't able to see the finish. I did like what I saw of the match. I'm disappointed that Mark didn't win. I feel like I would have been much happier if he won. But it was a good match, aside from apparently the bad finish and the fact that Mark didn't win.
My notes are, who the fuck allowed Tony Khan to do this? This would have been like Rey Mysterio tapping to Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 22. I hate Tony Khan. Unless Mark Briscoe is going to retire, this is the worst booking decision I can remember. And it only got worse the longer the show went on.
I was going to say he did you right the next match.
I would have enjoyed Rey Mysterio tapping to Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I bet you.
No, you wouldn't.
Not
at the time.
I didn't like Rey at the time.
Dude, he thought Michael Cole was great in the Jerry Lawler feud.
That is true.
God, why is he a guest on this show?
So, next match is Tana versus Danny.
He won in 12 minutes even. 12 minutes right on the dot with a medium fly flow.
Yep.
He can't get high anymore.
Oh. Gotta hang out with RVD.
I enjoyed this match. I feel like a lot of it was the crowd really liked. They liked Tana, and they played around with Danny. I mean, I didn't like the chant, but they're into the match. I thought this was enjoyable for what it was.
Yeah,
seeing Tana at all makes me happy. Seeing him try to run gives me a dull ache in my soul.
Oh, me too.
My God, age is coming for all of us. It's a rough thing to see him in real life, deteriorate physically like this.
What they gotta do is to make him look young is just put him in a match with Jerry Lawler.
Put him in a match with Lita.
But I don't think Lita would go along with that. She wouldn't be the pretty one.
She's usually the pretty one?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, Tana said he wanted to win the Ring of Honor World title. I wonder if that's ever gonna happen.
I don't understand why it didn't. It sure shouldn't now. Not in his physical state. Not unless he can rehab whatever's going on.
I mean,
but it should have happened at the time.
I figure he's be as good as champion as Jericho.
Jericho shouldn't have happened.
I disagree with that because he was probably the biggest name in the company at the time when it first started. Makes sense to have a well-established name that audiences would know as the original champion.
Oh, but he wasn't like.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of the AEW one. My bad.
Honor.
My fault. That's on me. My fault. I'm tired.
Yeah, he was a fine AEW champion. Yeah. In fact, I think they could have made him the interim champion, but when Punk got hurt. But I don't know. I thought he was a bad Ring of Honor champion and stupid. They going for a TV show. Like, oh, this will trick Turner into giving us a show they don't want to give us. Jericho. Who's gonna fall for that?
No one did.
Jericho's wife, maybe.
We're ready for Reach for the Sky, boys.
Yeah, I have a bunch of notes on that. And next up, the Lucha Bros won the tag team ladder match to become the new Ring of Honor tag team champions. Gopher, do you want to actually start this one?
I thought the match was super fun, but obviously there was an issue. Big.
Oh, what would that be?
That would be one Dante Martin's foot facing the opposite direction it should have been facing.
Mm.
Wait, wasn't
that just kayfabe?
There was a spot earlier where like he landed and it looked like his leg like went the wrong way, but then
it looked like he hurt his knee.
But then he got up and he was still moving around better than I would expect him to be after that.
Or Tanahashi.
Yeah, but then the other spot, which I mean, like the match type is not the problem because apparently people have been complaining about like ladder matches because of this. The match type wasn't the problem. The spot was the problem. He shouldn't have done something like that.
Worked to like Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon.
I think 10 is too many.
It's a lot. Yeah, a lot of people in this match.
I think 10 is way too many. Moose, what about you? What'd you think?
I don't like these types of matches. Like I was guys were wrestling in the ring, and I was looking at Penta and Ray just standing outside staring at what was going on. Like I'm not a fan of. Like I said, not a fan of these types of matches. Didn't care for it. Not how I would have booked it, but I don't own a company.
Okay, I have several thoughts. My first thought was Mark Davis looks like if a college student went as Silas Young for Halloween. What do you think?
Yeah,
true.
I hope Dante Martin recovers well. He was one of my favorite parts of Ring of Honor up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Roosh looks like a star again. Give him the hat. This was the third spot fest of the night. We're 5 matches in? Is Jeff Jarrett
6?
booking
That
this?
is the 6th main card match.
Is Jeff Jarrett booking this?
Yeah.
This is like a half X Division card. I wrote Tony. I hate Tony Khan for the 4th time in these notes.
Yeah, I would have had maybe the Kingdom win.
Oh yeah, but I thought they were the worst choice.
But I'll say, I will give the Lucha Bros that they were probably the most over guys on the show. Maybe outside Eddie.
I would agree with that too. Are they going to keep running shows here, or in Orlando?
They'll probably be the most over guys in the Impact. So.
Well, it's Orlando.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're just going to keep doing what AEW did with Dark and run the occasional pay-per-view, I guess it doesn't matter. But of the 5 teams, they're the team that least embodied the spirit of the Ring of Honor tag division under the Briscoes. I get why they did it. It just, I don't know, feels weird.
It felt more like what you might have seen in 2004 or 2003 Ring of Honor.
After the match, FTR came out to pay homage in plain white t-shirts. These plain white t-shirts are not worth $350 a shirt.
Not like some J's, but he's got the money.
Before we go on, there was a specific thing that happened after one of the matches that I was waiting for us to get to the match, and then looking at the card now, I realized it was on the pre-show. So I just want to bring this up.
I wanted to talk about the pre-show.
Well,
that's
because I remember I wanted to bring this because when it happened, it was something immediately I knew I wanted to bring up because Moose has talked about. I think Ian agreed with him about the issue of people doing like the handshake when one person's down and they get not being respectful. Takeshita, after he beat Willie Mack, like he grabbed him by the hand and actually pulled him back to his feet so that he could shake his hands.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked Takeshita.
Yes,
that match should have been better, but there were communication problems.
Willie Mack looked like he messed his back up at some point as well.
And plus, Takeshita is like green, young guy.
Well, I bet it would have been better if they both were like fluent English speakers, because there were spots where it was clear Takeshita was not 100% sure what he was supposed to be doing. Like he'd run, but not really hard out of a spot.
Yeah.
And sort of look around.
I thought it was a decent match.
I thought
could have been better.
I said
Yeah,
all the shows or all the matches on that show was decent. I just thought it was a failure because the packages mainly.
Yeah. I do feel like Willie like hurt his back. There was a specific spot, I don't remember exactly what happened, but he was like sort of walking weird, and he did like a Samoan drop where he was just down for like 20 seconds after doing it. So I feel like it was a back issue for him. But I just wanted to bring that up because I liked the way Takeshita won about the handshake.
Yeah, trying to be more helpful than like being a dick.
Yeah, it felt like he went out of his way to be respectful with it, which I feel is good for a babyface in Ring of Honor.
Absolutely. See, next up is my favorite match of the night.
Which is surprising given what you were saying heading into the show.
I still don't care about Shibata. Like he's probably just gonna lose the title at Forbidden Door or something. Like kind of like when Suzuki was TV champion for like a little bit, just to be a transitional champion. I don't know if Shibata's like this is gonna mean anything, and I do feel bad about like, Wheeler has been like the star of the show, and he just loses the title to someone who just shows up. Like, okay, and it does go against like makes him look lame because he's crying about, oh, they're calling me the junior member of the club.
This is a match I wasn't able to see a whole lot of, but I remember Rob complaining because apparently Wheeler just got fucking jobbed.
I wouldn't say got jobbed. I mean, Wheeler is playing heel, so it's not supposed to be like better.
Yeah, especially going up against someone like Shibata, a big old veteran.
And Shibata was better than I thought he would be. And I enjoyed this. It was my favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
Directly from my notes, this was my favorite thing on the show. It was wrestling. The right guy won. There was an actual star in the show called Supercard.
Yeah.
I don't know what limitations Shibata has as far as what he can do in the ring. I assume he has some. But if he can do this kind of thing, let him be the champion forever. I don't care. Let him job out Daniel Garcia next week. I don't care. This was great. If they're going to do 3 or 4 major spot fests every show, give me Shibata for 12 minutes. It's not going to kill anybody. 2 other things to note. 1, Nigel McGuinness referred to the wrestlers as superstars in this match. I wanted to kill myself.
He apparently did that during the pre-show as well. Like not long. I think it was the first match he did that.
He might have, yeah.
He's embarrassing.
I like Nigel, but that was definitely like you're not in WWE anymore.
Oh, I'm hoping it's not permanently a 3-man team too. I'm tired of that.
I wrote in my pre-show notes that I hate 3-man teams. What's Tony Khan's obsession with 3-man teams? Hopefully, Caprice Coleman keeps his job because he's really good at it. But you know what role would be great for Nigel McGuinness? The on-air authority figure on Dynamite. So Tony Khan doesn't have to come out.
When are Ian, Caprice, and Nigel going to win the trios titles?
Yeah.
That's a real question.
2026.
3 years from now, okay. Mark your calendars.
After the match, Shibata was covered with streamers.
Finally,
they
streamers on this.
They allowed streamers for this match, yeah.
Felt like Ring of Honor, the whole segment.
Yeah.
It was really
Bobby
nice seeing the
Cruz
streamers.
announcing. Oh, wonderful. Then in the main event, we had Claudio Castagnoli defeat Eddie Kingston with a reverse trap pin in 20 minutes and 7 seconds. What'd you guys think?
I enjoyed the match.
I like the match. I'll say the finish didn't do Eddie any favors, and if they're gonna do a tag match to finish this thing out, and Eddie's just done chasing the title, fine. But I don't think they can continue this feud.
Well, I mean, he cut a promo saying like he's not done going after the title, literally right after the match.
He should. That came off as like Claudio being right and like Eddie being a big ass complainer. That like I felt like that. Like after the match, I felt like the segment or the post match wasn't good.
No, because actually I didn't think about this until now, but it did prove Claudio right, the post-match did.
Yeah.
If you believe in the honor part of Ring of Honor, Eddie losing and then swearing to the cameras and then trying to tell Tony Khan off, it's not honorable.
Well,
Goofball.
Well, maybe it's... I mean, I don't know if it's actually the case or not, but I mean, it could maybe lead to a heel turn.
But he's turning babyface now.
Well, look, I'm just trying to say something that could potentially happen that would at least make it make sense for him to do that. I don't know, man. But I liked the match though.
Yeah, I like the match. Just
fun, hard hitting.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a problem with them doing basically the same thing with Mark Briscoe and Eddie Kingston? Basically the same spot.
What spot do you mean?
They're the baby faces, the emotional run to the match, a title match, and then they lose in heartbreaking fashion.
Well, I definitely didn't think Mark Briscoe should have lost.
Well, I wasn't heartbroken over Eddie.
I thought Mark should have won and Eddie should have lost.
Yeah,
in fact,
same.
I didn't think Eddie was going to stay in Ring of Honor. I was talking to Moose weeks ago about who's Claudio going to work with after this.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's, Eddie's going to bring in the Necro Butcher.
Okay. So an important note that I'm the only person in the world that noticed. No Ring of Honor babyfaces won on this pay-per-view. The babyfaces that won, Shibata and Tanahashi, 2 New Japan wrestlers, the Lucha Brothers, an AEW tag team, and El Hijo del Vikingo, a AAA wrestler.
On the pre-show, there was 1, 2. How
That's
many?
not the pay-per-view.
True. Well, you're right. Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, that's lame. Yeah, Willow. Yeah. That is pretty lame. Like,
yeah.
It's like, anti WWE, like, we're all the outside people and all the heels are gonna win.
So wait, if we're not counting the pre-show as being really a part of the show,
not a part of the pay-per-view.
Well, not a part of the pay-per-view. That means the pay-per-view didn't have Mark Sterling.
Yeah, it didn't.
It's true.
There you go.
Nobody had to pay to see Mark Sterling.
Yeah. I mean, I like him, but still, you guys fucking hate him, so there you go. There's something for you.
He's just not a good fit for Ring of Honor. I don't care what he does. He can be the Impact Grand Champion. That'd be great. Let him manage. What's that guy from? He does the Nightmare Factory with Cody. What's his name?
QT
Marshall.
Yeah, let him manage QT Marshall to the European Championship on Sunday Night Heat. I don't care.
European Championship.
Talking about former Ring of Honor
that, right?
Look at TJ questioning why there's no Sunday Night Heat tonight on Saturday.
Well, he makes a good point. It is April Fool's Day.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So for me, this show had its ups, but it definitely had its downs. Very meh. I'd say, like, if I revisit anything on this, it'll be the pure title match. I wouldn't watch this whole thing again.
I liked a decent amount of what I saw, but I also didn't see a lot of it, and I'm mad because they fucking were like, "Yo, go fuck yourself," and Moose gave up money for that.
Yeah.
I did not like the show. I argued with people on the internet about it, who told me I was lying and pretending that it was not good, when of course it had to be good. I don't understand how Ring of Honor in 2017, 2018 got no love from anybody, and it was so much better than what we're getting. And everybody knows it's better because AEW exists because of it. Like, literally, they just were like, "Hey, you guys are doing AEW except with a smaller budget. We're going to take your talent and your ideas, and we're going to add Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley." That was it. They got an $80 million TV deal? And now I'm pretending that this stuff sucks. Very little on this show was good.
Yeah.
A lot of it was average.
Yeah, I mean, we got no Kenny, I was wondering, like, if we get the Young Bucks here. There's no FTR. Cody's in WWE, wouldn't be here anyway.
Okay, we're actually we've made really good time, so I'm gonna ask this question and see what your guys' thoughts on it. The quote from Tony Khan: Goldberg and Ring of Honor is never going to happen.
Damn.
That is another great example of the differences between AEW and Ring of Honor. AEW has a bigger budget. What do you think about that?
Well, man, I was hoping we'd get Goldberg in Ring of Honor. You know, I mean, he could wrestle Silas Young in a match.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Gopher, do you have any thoughts on this?
Maybe this means we will end up getting him in AEW.
Yeah. And by we, you mean not me, because I'm not watching.
So, would the idea he signs with AEW, they do a match in Israel or something?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, if they did a match in Israel for fucking Ring of Honor, they could probably afford him.
Yeah, like
huh?
Get that Israel money for a Ring of Honor show. Then boom, pay him with the Israel money.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh.
Have him face Andre the Giant.
Wait, no, he has to face. He has to face Dutch.
Is Gopher kayfabing?
No, he's got the ideas, but it has to be Goldberg versus Dutch in Jerusalem.
You know, it's a good thing we didn't talk about the pre-show, because I did not want to talk about fucking Vincent.
What's he like of all the people to like bring out? Like, so are they gonna feud with the Dark Order in AEW or Ring of Honor? What's going on with that?
Right before he came out, I wrote, "Are we gonna get a Dark Order versus Trustbusters feud?" And then he started coming out, and I wrote, "After the match, Vincent and Dutch showed up. I want to end it all. If this was a solo project, legitimately, this would have been the very last second I watched. I would not have gone on. I hate Vincent more than Jeff Hardy and Brian Cage combined."
Oh man, that's a lot of hate.
Have you ever seen this fucking guy?
I've seen very little of him.
Well, you saw too much.
I don't know much.
I don't like that he
looks
wrestles
like.
in jeans. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's the one complaint.
I mean, Ian is frequently critical of people who wrestle in jeans.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't wrestle in jeans, but he shouldn't wrestle at all.
Well,
I'm not sure he should take one more breath. I kid.
So I guess do you guys want to talk about WrestleMania at all, just for a sec?
I want to tell a story.
Yeah, tell a story.
Because this reminded me. A couple of days ago, I was on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's one of those buses where part of the people are standing up and they're holding on to like the metal rails.
Yeah. And
some people are sitting down. So I was standing up, and there was this woman in front of me facing the opposite direction, facing away from me.
Uh-huh.
And I tap her on the shoulder and I say, "Lady, you've got cum on your jacket." And she looks at me for just a split second and dismissively goes, "It's probably just yogurt." And I was like, "Lady, I don't know who you think I am, but I've never ejaculated yogurt."
Well, you haven't? Doing it too often. I'm kidding. That's a nice story.
I really thought this was gonna like have something to do with Vincent.
Well, Vincent makes me want to kill myself. So.
Yeah, who wants to talk about what's wrong with you, Gopher? Who wants to talk about Vincent?
You know.
All right, let's talk about AWA Super Clash 3. So all right. So some people might not. Well, I'm guessing everybody that listens to this will know this, but maybe somebody won't. We're recording this right after WrestleMania Night 1.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who knows when you're listening to it? But WrestleMania Night 1 2023.
Yeah. Yeah. I did make reference to it being Saturday earlier with the TJ thing.
Which Saturday?
The Saturday at WrestleMania Night 1 2023.
Okay. Well, way to keep kayfabe.
Yeah.
So, does anybody want to talk about WrestleMania really fast?
I just wanted to say it was pretty cool. The main event, El Generico and Kevin Steen, former Ring of Honor tag team.
Yeah. Former Ring of Honor tag team winning the fucking tag titles in the main event. The first ever tag title main event in WrestleMania history.
No Steve Corino, though.
True.
Disappointing. I thought WrestleMania Night 1 was a lot better than Supercard of Honor.
It was good. And I was able to
Definitely.
watch most of it.
It was like twice as good as the TJPW show earlier.
Sometimes I want to hit you.
Come on, that show had the magical girl in it.
Why did you watch that? Like, you only complain about fucking Joshi wrestling. Why did you watch
What are you
it?
talking about? I like the body slam spot. Like, you know, it's like we just pretend I hate everything.
Moose said that he's like, I gave this the lowest rating it has on Cage Match. Who is that supposed to surprise?
Well, like, where's like it's the most popular thing on Fight, so where's like the people checking it out for the first time and like seeing that?
I think the lowest rating aside from Moose was like 7. There were like several 9s in there, and then Moose just jumps in with a 3.
In Moose's defense, everybody told me Supercard was a great show. So I think wrestling fans just like to think everything they see is the greatest thing of all time, and
Even
they
when
complain
it's
about a lot of
Wrestling
stuff
Society
too.
X. I used to like NWA
really,
Power, so I
You know what,
can't
I'm
say anything.
Let's see Cage Match. Let's see what Supercard of Honor has.
I gave it.
I'm gonna guess
5.
it's like a 7.5 to 8.
It
got
is
8.87.
not even gonna let me do the thing. Okay,
Oh, it's at 8.86 now. I refreshed the page.
8.86. Yeah, the lowest rating is a 5, which is 1, and there's
That's
1
me.
6. Again, lowest rated, courtesy of Moose.
Yeah, I would have given it like a 6.
It has 1 6. There are a lot of 9s, 62 9s.
Why am
I
I
have
always,
seen
Why am I always the lowest
100
rated?
better Ring of Honor shows.
There's
See, we a couple of us in the Discord, Moose, have a theory that you don't actually like wrestling anymore.
What are you talking about? Like, I watch Vincent all the time.
You don't
He
like
watches
current
more
day
wrestling than anybody.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but
watch
he
more
always hates
wrestling than
it.
You like,
Yes.
what the hell are you
Well,
talking
that's
about?
he always hates it because he watches fucking AEW Dark, NWA Power,
Man, I'm
MLW, Main Event.
But like, why does he watch bad stuff? Just
What?
you don't like it, just stop watching the stuff.
I mean, why I don't like it? Like, I gave it a 5. That's okay rating. Like, that's not even like that's not
Okay,
even as
Dave
bad as
Meltzer.
the other one, which is
A
bad.
2.5 is a good rating.
I-
Okay, Dave.
I also, for me, like a 5 is like directly I don't like or dislike it. But like,
Yeah. See, 5 is meh.
still,
I rated
like,
it a 5.
how often do you watch something that you actually give like a good positive rating to?
Look, you can
Week
see,
4 of the Ring of Honor TV show.
look, you can see it really easy. My ratings profile and my average rating for events with 223 ratings is 5.62.
Slightly above average. Does it show your average
Yeah.
rating for like 2023 and 2022? I feel like that's a lot worse.
It does. I don't know if I could see by year.
We did both like the Week 4 episode of the Ring of Honor TV show.
Yeah, there's that.
One of us said an 8, one of us said a 7. I don't remember. But we were both positive. Just like Magic.
True. Just like me playing Halo. But not positive for KDA.
Right.
Damn it, Janet.
Yeah. Just the old hepatitis.
Alright. How about we each give a match of the night for both Supercard of Honor and WrestleMania? And then that can be the end of this abortion of the show.
Pure title was main event on Supercard. The main event at WrestleMania was match of night for me.
Justin?
Yeah, I would agree. The tag match from WrestleMania, match of the night. Maybe Shibata versus Yuta as well. I also really like Claudio versus Eddie. I would probably lean into Shibata versus Yuta.
I think it's a sweep for Shibata and Yuta, but I'm going to say my match tonight, WrestleMania Night 1, Rhea and Charlotte. I liked it.
That was a very good match.
Yeah.
Alright, do you guys want to do a conclusionary sentence here?
Do you think? I just wondered. Do you think the show's gonna continue?
Like the podcast?
This podcast? Yeah. I can't imagine there's too many more episodes left in this, considering... What are you, 1 for 6 on shows you liked? I'm 1 of 5. I don't know.
The main issue, right, would be like you have to pay to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got told I was a liar for that too, for saying it's not worth the money. It's not.
Oh, they're
It's
arguing
fucking
about Honor Club.
It's fucking dark.
I mean, fucking, like, even if it was a decent show, like, because, I mean, I haven't watched any of them, so I can't really say, but, like, how much is it per month?
$10.
$10 to watch. You have the backlog, and if you're in for that, if you're here just to watch the new show once a week for $10, when like WWE, you can get fucking Peacock for $5 and get like all their shit, all their pay-per-view, or sorry, premium live events, all that.
Yeah,
shit
they
for
also
$5.
run deals. Like I have Peacock for a year for $20.
Yeah, so
I have already paid $20 for this, and people are, oh well, you get the backlog. I had the backlog for like the last 4 or 5 years for the Honor Club.
Get the backlog in WWE for fucking $5 on Peacock, while also getting a bunch of other fucking shows that may or may not be good. I don't fucking know. I don't watch it. The Office is on there. I like The Office.
Do you think this sold well as a pay-per-view, or would
this
do better? Like, is this if they?
Well, I mean,
Tony Khan starts doing premium live events.
That depends on how many people were actually able to get refunds. I wasn't.
True.
Oh, I don't know. I would guess they sold maybe 10,000. I think that might be a high estimate.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Honor Forever. I'm Joshua Hadley, joined by Gopher and my friend Flex Donovan. And Hell Week continues on Top of the World, where our friend Razor Extreme joins us to talk about WrestleMania. Comes out Saturday morning.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I should have been on that show instead.
Damn it, Janet.
I mean, Razor did want you on that show.
I mean, instead of this one.
Yeah. All right. Well, listeners, you have a good rest of your day.
Smell you later, cheese bags.
I like that catchphrase.